Good morning, guys, from San Diego, California. Today, I'm going to share the story of how I became an Alaska fishing guide. And it has to start with me as a child and having a passion for fishing. Grandpa would take me fishing in the bay. Dad would take me fishing at the lakes in the hills of San Diego. And then as I got older, started going offshore and into Mexico, chasing bigger fish. Clearly, fishing has been a long-time passion of mine. Now, let's fast forward a little to the time when I was living on the central coast of California. I was working at a Ford dealership as a service advisor, which was a great job. You know, as a Monday through Friday gig, it was stressful because nobody's happy bringing their vehicle in for service. I met some great people. I met my best friend and love of my life, Rebecca, there. So it was a good place. But at the end of the day, I was not ultimately happy or ultimately fulfilled or satisfied with what I was doing. But at the time, I was just so wrapped up in having to live a normal life. You know, the Monday through Friday, then you have your weekends, and that was kind of all I ever known. And then Rebecca kind of helped broaden my horizons that life can be more than just the Monday through Friday grind, and you really should be passionate and love what you do. So there comes a point in everybody's relationships where they see that, hey, this is the real deal and we're kind of meant to be with each other. And that's when Beck and I started talking about moving to Alaska. And she had gone there when she was 8 years old with her grandpa and loved it and always had wanted to go back. I knew there was great fishing there from like that Larry Zonka TV show, and it just seemed like a great place. Plus, Rebecca was in grad school at the time, and if she accepted a position in Alaska working with the native community, the federal government will pay off your student loans. We made like a 1 to 2 year plan for moving our lives to Alaska. And some people just throw everything in their vehicle and drive on up, which is a great way in some respects, but that's not the way we chose to do it. And in 2006, I went to a fishing guide school with Alaska Trophy Adventures on the Alagnak River, which is this remote lodge. It's a little slice of heaven, truth be told. I learned so much that summer about the art of being a fishing guide from one of my mentors, Charlie Somerville. And there was a quote that he told me, I don't know if he thought of it, but it has really stuck with me over the years and can be applied to so many things about holding yourself with confidence. But everybody thinks you're an expert until you prove them differently. And what that means is, even though I was like new to being a fishing guide, you should still hold yourself with confidence and do your best not to prove your clients wrong. Upon returning home from my first summer in Alaska, I started the process of getting a captain's license. Now, there's two different things. There's being a fishing guide and there's a captain's license. I could almost relate it to like a commercial truck driving. You get a license to drive a truck, but that truck can be hauling produce, it can be hauling hazardous waste, it can be hauling heavy equipment. And with your captain's license, you could be driving a ferry, you could be doing a water taxi, you could be doing tours. There's all different things, but you need to have the license to carry paying passengers. So after guide school and completing my U.S. Coast Guard tests, I was ready to accept a position as a fishing guide in Alaska. My first job was with Fisherman's Choice Charters out of Houston, Alaska, which is in the Mat-Su Valley, and I was running half-day trips on the various rivers. And it wasn't like one river, because we would like chase the fish around all summer, because there's lots of rivers and all of them have different timing. But this was a great summer because it really gave us a good taste of Alaska. Ray had this 30-foot or so travel trailer that he let me stay in, and Rebecca came up, and it was almost like living in Alaska for a summer because we got to go out and do things after hours, and at the end of the season, we took an awesome little road trip down to Homer and up to Denali, and it was our first real taste of what life in Alaska could be like. The winter of 2008 is when things really started coming together. Now, at that point, we had decided we do not want to live in the valley, and we searched for towns, and there were a few. And keep in mind, with the school loan reimbursement, we had a handful of choices, but Seward was hands down the best choice for us. So in March of 08, Rebecca came up and toured the facility and looked for places for us to live. In April, I drove the truck up, and in May, her brother drove the U-Haul up, and in June, we were living in Alaska. So I had been fishing in the ocean for years, but Seward's fishery was completely different to me, and I had a lot to learn. But I was just beginning, and that's where Charlie's advice really came in handy. Needless to say, I prospered and did very well as a fishing guide in Seward. So essentially, I was waking up at 5 a.m., getting home at about 8, 9 o'clock at night, exhausted. Literally, I would eat, sleep, shit, shower, and shave, and repeat. In 2010, I accepted a position working on the North Slope on boats up there. It was an amazing experience, but that is not the reason why I got my captain's license. So fast forward to 2012, that was kind of the last year that I worked as a fishing guide all summer. And that year was great because we balanced out the summer working on the swell time, kind of half this summer, and then the other half we were exploring Alaska in our RV. So after about 4 years of this exhausting schedule, we both kind of had reached a point where we wanted to take our lives down a different path. Rebecca kept saying there's more to life than just fishing, and there's more to Alaska than just fishing. And that coincides with when we bought our motorhome. We are also juggling some businesses, so when I kind of checked out for the summer, and I hate to say it, but I literally did check out, Rebecca was left with her job, managing the house, running 2 of our businesses. At the time, we had a bed and breakfast, and we had a health and wellness business. It was just exhausting and not a healthy lifestyle. We still do plenty of fishing to this day. We just do it on a recreational level, and you guys have seen some of our Alaska fishing videos. So I'm not missing out on anything. I feel it really is more rewarding being able to spend quality time with your best friend and wife and follow your dreams, instead of just following one dream of being an Alaska fishing guide for 4 months out of the year. All right, guys, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this little story. Make sure you hit that subscribe button for daily vlogs from the road.